Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. It's kind of a cold day today, but I like it. It feels really nice. I'm not wearing anything special. Like I said, it's cold, so I have on these sweatpants and then a long sleeve shirt. I just got back home from the grocery store to pick up a few things. I think I'm gonna make myself a smoothie right now and eat. I have like so many leftovers that I need to finish. A few months ago, honestly a while ago, I asked people on my Instagram to basically, I said I wanted to make a video like just talking and giving advice on anything anyone wanted to ask me or just anything. I told people on my Instagram to ask me whatever they want me to speak on and that I'd film a video. So I decided to do that today. Don't mind my bed, I need to make that shit. But these questions are like from months ago. Honestly, like 5 months ago. I had them saved in my camera roll, like screenshots of them. So yeah, I'm too lazy and I don't feel like asking my Instagram again. So I'm just gonna go off the old questions. By the way, you should follow me on Instagram if you don't already. I'll leave it in the, what's it called? Bio description box. Look, I made my bed now. So cute. Fun fact, I have like so many Squishmallows. They're and just a bunch of random plushies. Like literally that whole entire bag right there is filled with them. And when I moved into this place, because at my old house I had so many plushies like all on my bed and all on the wall. So when I moved in here, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to keep 2 out and keep the rest up in storage. But sometimes I really miss them. Before I get into the questions, look at my baby. He's so disrespectful, always on the counter. But before I get into questions, I'm gonna make myself a smoothie. I made it and posted the ingredients on Instagram the other day. It's really good. I'm sad because my smoothie isn't sweet today. It's kind of mid today. I really didn't know how I was going to do this at first because I used my phone to film. But shout out to my work because I have a tablet because of them. Okay, so the first question I'm going to get into is a really good one. Oh my god, I need to turn my notifications off. Anyways, I think this is a really great question because I feel like everyone goes through this at least once in their life and needs like closure and advice on it. I've gone through this, so let me get into it. So basically this person asked advice on cutting off your toxic BFF even though you still love her. And that is really hard. I've dealt with that before and it really honestly sucks. Unfortunately, as you get older, people just grow and change and act different, and it's nothing to do with you. It's nothing personal. It's literally just how that person is. There also doesn't even have to be any drama in cutting them off or like bad blood or anything necessarily. So I would just talk to them, let them know like it's not a right time for you guys to be friends, or you don't feel comfortable. Like you guys might have had a good friendship and a lot of history and you guys could still have love for each other and be friends in the future, but if you're feeling that that relationship or friendship isn't like bringing you anything positive or helping you or just like making you feel good, oh my god, sorry, my cat is moving, like or just making you feel good in any way, I would just say let them know. And if they're a true friend, they're gonna understand and either give you the space that you need or they're going to try to be a better friend for you if they want to save the friendship. Either way, like this is just inevitable. It's just something that happens in life, and like I said, even if you guys do take a break from your friendship, you could always rekindle things in a while or whenever you both are ready. And yeah. Okay, the next one is, this person said, girl, I need some advice on how to leave my shitty house. Like, how did you save up to move? Okay, so I started working when I was 17, and even before I started, like, got an actual job, I always had, like, side hustles. Like, I would sell, like, chips at school or, like, candy at school. I just, like, found a way to make money because I knew I needed money and wanted money. And shout out to my grandparents because they are the ones that taught me this. Ever since I got a job, they would tell me, you know, you're young right now, you don't have any bills to pay right now, so every single check you get, you should be saving at least half of it so you could set up a good savings account for yourself. And honestly, since I started getting money, I've always been really responsible with it. I don't like to blow my money really impulsively or fast. I'm really conscious and, like, anxious with my money. I like having a good amount of money, so I don't spend it recklessly. So I did start saving half of my check, or even more than half of my check, every single paycheck that I got. So I would not only have my checkings account, but I had my savings account too. And at the time I was 17, so I didn't, like, my mom didn't make me pay any bills, or, like, I didn't have any bills to pay. All I would spend money on, and I didn't have a car or drive at the time, so I didn't even need to buy gas. So all I would spend money on was, like, I remember my first paycheck, I bought myself a bong. That was one thing. I would spend my money on weed too, but a lot of the times I would get weed from my brother or my freaking cousin, so I didn't even need to buy weed that much. And sometimes I'd go thrifting, and sometimes I'd buy food. But honestly, like I said, I was really responsible with my money. I didn't spend a lot when I was younger. I feel like I didn't start spending more on myself and getting, like, a little more impulsive and wanting more materialistic things for myself until I turned 21. Like, seriously. When I was younger, I really, like, did not care to shop for myself. And if I did, it would only be thrifting. Like, it would only be thrifting. So honestly, that's how I saved a lot of my money. I basically moved out as soon as I turned 18. And the first place I moved in with my boyfriend, it honestly wasn't even technically a place. This was why our rent was so, like, cheap. But it wasn't even a room. But anyways, we paid $500 a month. So split between the two of us, it was $250, which, like, that's really, really, really cheap. And I also had, like, my car payment and my phone bill. But that's all the rent I was paying at the time. So, like, when I first moved out, like, I had to move up, honestly. I'm not saying it's like this for everyone that moves out, but it was like this for me. Like, I basically had to go through some shitty living situations until I had enough money and, like, enough credibility on my end to have, like, a better place. So, which some people would rather stay, like, with their family. But if you're saying, like, you really can't handle your family anymore, then, like, this is seriously what I did. So yeah, the first place I lived in, not even, like, a livable place at all. It was really cheap. I didn't have that many bills to pay. I just worked my ass off. I worked every single day. I worked 5 or 6 days a week, and every single one of those shifts would be, like, 8 hours. I did that seriously for, like, about 3 years. Beginning of 2019, my boyfriend and I started renting a different room somewhere else, and it was a lot nicer. The room was really big. It was really close to my work. Just for the price of that room, since it was, like, the master bedroom, it was, I think, either $950 a month or $975. So the rent was still, like, pretty inexpensive compared to anything else you're looking for. And like I said, I just worked all day, every single day. And I worked at a restaurant, so I did get tips. And at the same time, I had other hustles too. Like, you have to have more than one source of income. So I had my day job, I had my side hustle. I also, before COVID happened, my boyfriend and I would go to shows, like at the Smell or, like, backyard shows. People would hit us up, and we'd sell food at their shows too, and make, like, we'd only be there for, like, 4 hours, and we'd make, like, $300, $200. Oh yeah, not to mention, while working my ass off doing all of those double shifts, like, working every single day, You also have to build your credit. So make sure you get a credit card. Don't max it out. Don't miss any of your payments, and build your credit. Because if you want to stop renting rooms like I did, like after renting rooms, I was like, I can't do this. You're basically living with random people, and you can get shitty fucking roommates that don't clean up after themselves, that are rude, that are just disgusting. I realized I did not ever want to do that ever again, and I didn't want to live with people I didn't know. I wanted, if I was going to live with anyone else besides my boyfriend, it was going to be other friends that were able to rent something with us, or maybe like one of my sisters if they were down to move out with us. So if you want a legit rental property or like apartment property to accept you and to let you rent at their place, you have to have good credit, and you have to be making like 2 times or 3 times the rent. So just work your ass off, save your money, build your credit, and that's like all the advice I could really give. Just it's hard finding something, but you'll find something. The best of luck honestly comes when you're just feeling like pretty down, because before we got this place that we're living in right now, like I really hated my living situation. I was mad and upset and stressed every single day. I didn't think we'd ever get out of there, and I kid you not, like a week later we got accepted for this place. So I know it's annoying, I know it's stressful, but just keep working hard and keep your head up, because you'll get out of your household fast, okay? All right, this is a cute question. This person was like, how do you think you've changed for the better the most in your life? And that's honestly kind of tough. Honestly, I'm still changing and growing all the time, and there's still like a lot I need to work on about myself and keep in better control with myself. But I think a way I've changed like for the best for myself is basically, fuck, why am I so, I guess I'd say like basically just getting like a little more patient. I'm honestly a hothead. I'm honestly very impatient. I get mad like really fast. Like if you're close, not in front of anyone, but if you're like a really close person to me, like my family, my really close friend, my boyfriend, like I get fucking pissed. It's not healthy. It's not okay. I used to have a really bad relationship with all of my family. So I think something I like that I've changed for the best, or like for the better of myself, is just having a better relationship with my family, wanting to see my family more, like basically just wanting to be around my family a lot. When I was younger, when I was a teenager, I did not get along with my family. I wanted to get out of my house as soon as possible, which is why I moved out right after high school. I couldn't stand my mom, I couldn't stand my dad. I liked my siblings, but I couldn't stand my parents. I didn't want to live in my hometown anymore. I didn't want to live around any of my family. I didn't even want them to have my number. Like, I didn't want anything to do with my family at one point. But the older I got and the more like friendships and just like relationships with people I've had and broken off with, I've just realized like family is truly all you have. Yes, you could build your own family, you could make your own family, but your family is all you got. And I've realized that more and more growing up. Like, my family are the only people that are going to be truly there for me no matter what happens ever. And I think that just came with like maturing and being an adult and having more responsibilities, and just realizing like all the things my parents did do for us and go through regardless of my relationship with them. I learned to stop being a little bitch, you know? No, just kidding. But I did mature and just realize things and become like really grateful for both of my parents. And now I have a really good relationship with both of my parents, so I'm really happy. Alright, this is a good one. Someone said pros and cons of living with your significant other. And wow, okay. I've been with my boyfriend for 4 years, and I've lived with him. I moved in with him basically like 3 months or 4 months after us getting together. So I moved in with him like seriously ASAP. That's really fast. We've lived together and we've been together ever since. Like, it's been amazing. I've had so much fun. I would say obviously the pros are that you're with your significant other every day, because when you just get in a relationship, I'm not saying it's not like this anymore for me, but especially in the very beginning, it's so like intense and dramatic. Like, you're like, I feel like I'm gonna like die if I'm not with this person, or like, maybe I'm just fucking crazy, but that's how I would feel. So I remember when I first moved in with him, I was like, oh my god, like, yay, I get to sleep with you every night. I don't have to drive home, because he lived like an hour away from me. So I would always have to drive at least like an hour or 45 minutes to get to him. It's not like I could just pull up and see him after work or something. Like, I had to plan days to go out there. So that was a huge pro, like knowing I would see him every day, knowing I'd get to sleep with him every single night. Obviously just hanging out more and spending more time together, doing cute couple shit like grocery shopping, like all of that, decorating. That could actually be a con for some people, because I know there's a lot of girls that live with their boyfriends and they don't like the stuff they have, or like their decorating stuff or whatever. And luckily I have like just a really amazing boyfriend. Like, he has taste. I've never had a problem of like decorating, or like, he doesn't care if I want girly shit around, as you could fucking tell. I think another pro of living with your significant other is honestly like, you just really see someone's true entire personality in the way they are once you live with them. Like, getting to know someone, like, you don't fully know someone until you live with them. In my mind, I think that's a pro, because that can really be like a test for you. Like, all right, do I like living with this person? Can I live with this person? If you're ever planning to get married or want the relationship to be long-term, like, can I live with this person for the rest of my life? You know, like, it's good questions to ask yourself while you're living with a person. It also just gives you patience with living with another person, and like just more social skills, because you just learn how they live, and you just have to compromise with certain things. Some things, not everything is going to be exactly how you want it. That's just how it is when you live with someone else and do your life with someone else, unless you're both completely on the same page, which like can happen, but it's rare. Then you're gonna have to compromise. Not everything's gonna go your way, but it's gonna be okay, because you're gonna be able to see how the other person perceives something, how they live, and it's not the end of the world. It might not have been your first choice, but you'll realize why they do it that way and why it might make sense. I think it's good. I'd say cons of living with your significant other is you might tend to like bicker a little bit, or like banter or whatever, if you're spending too much time with them and not getting like enough alone time, or time for yourself, or time with friends or family, whatever it may be. You might bicker a little bit. I'd say if your significant other is like really dirty and you're really clean and they don't clean up after themselves, that could definitely be a con. Honestly, I can't really think of any more cons, unless you just don't want to live with them, or you just don't like them or like living with them, then that's a con. But honestly, personally for myself, like, I can't think of any more cons. It would have to be like the people in the relationship, like how they're feeling about that and what they see as cons. But personally, I don't see any more cons. Okay, the last question I'm going to ask or give advice on would be, this person asked advice on relationships, specifically long-term ones. And I'm assuming they're talking about like romantic relationships, so I'm going to talk about that. My boyfriend and I just celebrated 4 years last week, which is really crazy. This is the longest relationship I've ever been in, and it's the first long-term relationship I've ever been in as well. And I guess I could say the only advice I have would be, like, don't rush into a relationship, or try to make yourself fall in love with someone, because when you meet the person that's meant for you, like, you're just going to know. You're just gonna feel it, and you're just gonna know, because that's how it was when I met my boyfriend. Like, you just there's no other way to describe it or to explain. Like, you just know that that's the person. And I'd say if you're in a long-term relationship, obviously bickering might happen, or fighting or arguing. And anytime I argue or I'm in an argument with my boyfriend, I try to just remember when I first met him, or like the day I first saw him, and how badly I wanted him to be my boyfriend and how badly I wanted to be with him. And I just think to myself, like, okay, in this moment, is what I'm mad about like even worth it? Like, I love this person so much, and I've been in love with him since I saw him, since I met him. And 4 years ago, I would be so happy to be in the position I am right now, like living with him and being his girlfriend. So whatever I'm mad about, like, is it really worth any argument? Is it really worth any tension or being upset? Most of the times it's really not. So that is something that helps me like just drop it. And the longer I'm with him, the more grateful I am for him, because I'm just like, dang, like we're really growing together and living life together and doing all of this together. It's crazy. So I guess just be yourself. Wait for the right person. When you find the person, you'll know, and always make sure that you communicate with them and you're basically just straight up with them about everything, because that's the only way a long-term relationship works. If first of all you trust each other and you communicate just everything, so nothing's left unsaid. Alright everyone, that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed talking with me, hearing me out on some advice I had to give. Please make sure to like the video, comment, subscribe, and follow my Instagram. And please let me know whatever you want to see me making a video of next. Thank you. Bye.